In the last session, we talked about what we want to do when we made a list. And now we're going to explore that list as to why that list and why do we want to accomplish that. So again, we're digging a little bit deeper into who do we want to be when we grow up. So by the end of this lesson, you'll explore your career list and remove any ideas that don't fit you. And we're going to get in the why matters here. That's why Simon Sinek's book is so popular. The why really does matter. And so as we're going through strategic thinking, we've got our list of what we might want to do. Now we want to talk about why we might want to do that. It's very important in this lesson that you're very honest in your self-assessment. If you can't be too honest in your self-assessment, ask for help from those that know you best. Spouses are usually ideal here, as they really know you well. So, the only judge in this step is you. Don't worry about the judgment. Now, if you're involving somebody else that's going to help you understand who you are, they might have a little bit of judgment, but usually they don't. Usually they just understand who you are, and they're more honest with you about this is who I see you as. And you'll need to dig in and understand and accept who you are, or start making changes to who you are if you believe your identity is different or want it to be different. But for what we're looking at, we've got a list of what we want to do, what we want to explore. Now we need to block out any other influences that might come to mind. That we don't need outside judgment defining who we are. We need our own assessment of who we are and embrace that. So it's okay to have doubts here. That's not a problem. But you have to be honest as you go through this assessment of why do you want this thing that you've got on this list. If it's to run a business, why? Maybe it's just a romantic vision. We'll talk about that. But that's okay as long as you've got other things that support the why. If it's just a romantic vision of owning a company, that may not be the place you want to start. So these are things we're going to explore in the why. So look at your career list. And what you want to do is go down that list, and for each item that's on that list, for each career area, does that career fit with your identity as you see you? I don't care what you think others think about you, okay? Don't care that others may have told you in the past that you're this or you're that. Block that out. Based on what you think your identity is, does that career area fit your identity? Does it fit your character, and does it fit your principles? If the answer is yes, check the box and keep that on the list. If it doesn't for any reason, scratch that career area off. There are some people, I was years and years and years in sales, and still I guess no matter what I do, I'm going to be in sales. And there are some people that view sales very negatively. They think that's an identity conflict or a character conflict for them because they've had bad sales experiences, and they think salespeople have this negative connotation. For those individuals, anything that has to do with selling is probably off limits for them, because it'll be very hard for them to reconcile that they hate sales, but yet they're in sales. I actually know a lot of salespeople that fight this regularly, and they have a lot of problems in their career because they can't reconcile that sales is a positive thing. And for those who don't believe that, don't go into sales. It's just that easy. Again, no judgment on either side. I don't judge myself for being in sales negatively or positively. It's just what I'm capable of doing well. And as long as I do it honestly and with character and in my identity view, it's something that can stay on my list. So you have to begin by eliminating what we are not or cannot be. So if there's a character or identity or principle issue with any of these things, maybe you are such a strong believer in environmentalism, which is great, good for you. But there's a career path in something that you believe is not environmentally friendly. That's going to be a conflict you're going to struggle with over and over again. So just get it out of the way. Now, these are very obvious things I'm putting up. Most of the time, they're more subtle conflicts. And so you really need to look at, in this area, in this career area, could I do this thing and not have a conflict with my identities, principles, or character? really look at them closely, because if you don't find out now, you're going to waste and spend a lot of cycles going down a wrong path that isn't great for you, because over time you're going to have these conflicts and you're not going to understand, why can I not do better in my career? It's because you don't agree with, it's not matching with who you see yourself as. So take time here and really uncover this. So look at what's still on the career list now that you've gone through and assessed against you, who you see yourself as. And for each item, why would you want this particular career? What is it about that career? Write it down. Why do I want this? And really help yourself understand. If the answer is something like money, that's okay. Again, take judgment out of this. Embrace what's driving this. Some people are chasing dollars. That's okay. As long as you know what your path is about, it helps you define and embrace it and go down that path more quickly. Don't sit there and fight it and say, oh, it's about the bigger, greater good. If it's really about the money, for this, you don't have to advertise that out to the world, but for this lesson, you got to say, yeah, it's about the money. That's okay. Let the reason be the reason, but move through this honestly as far as, why would I want this career? Be honest about the answer. Now, what's left on your list? After we've got we've defined out who you are and what fits who you are, and the why you want to do this. This is the list that we will take to the next step and we'll take to the next lesson. It is ideal to have more than one career area here, because you may find down the line that there are other things when you start mapping this out that don't fit for you, and you need to back down to the next priority on your list. So it's okay if you only do have one remaining after you've scratched everything off and you just go, this is what's my passion and this is what I want to do. That's okay. Embrace that. But it's also ideal to have more on there so that you know that there are other things you can embrace should you try to map this out and say, I'm seeing some problems, whatever those problems may be for you. Once you've identified those problems, you can assess, do I want to pivot to a different career area now, or do I want to stay on track with the career area I've identified? If there's only one, we're going to go all in head first, and we're going to build a map that allows you to achieve that career. So stay with me on that one. So in conclusion, we've identified our most important career paths now, whether it's a path or paths. Prioritize them up. They may not be in priority on your list that you started with because you were just brainstorming. So go ahead and figure out which one's your top priority, put it at the top. We're going to begin with that one as we go through our next steps. So your action item is, make sure you've narrowed down this list. Take the time to go through your list and really narrow it down to one or a few career areas.